And
Yes.
there you go,
There he
Mr.
is.
Anthony Farrow.
What's
How
up,
are you,
guys?
sir?
How you
Welcome,
doing?
Mr. Farrell. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you. You guys hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you good, man. Yeah.
These headphones on. I can't fit the other ones in my ears, so I'm stuck with these alien headphones.
Gotcha, man. That's the cauliflower ear issue that you have. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Whatever.
All right, so we were talking again, as I said, and I appreciate you being a guest on our show here today as well, too, my man. And more or less just kind of going over just how you've been doing, man. Again, I said, I know that, correct me if I'm wrong, about you opening up Farrow Academy. How long ago did you first start open up the doors there?
It's been just under 2 years. Still under 2 years. I mean, now with the months going by, it's tough to keep track. I mean, but yeah, it's been roughly about 2 years that I've been open. It's been tough. Luckily, it got built a lot bigger than I thought it was going to build, because there's no way I would have been able to get through this. There's just no way. It sucks all around for everybody. Like you were saying earlier, with small business owners, for one, suck. Being a gym owner, you multiply that by 100 right now, it seems.
Yeah.
And that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. So let's go back again. I said, so when you first opened the doors, and let's do Shane's plug it too. Where exactly is the academy at there, Anthony?
Elmhurst. It's 420 North York Street in Elmhurst, Illinois.
Oh, nice. You're in a nice fighting town there, brother.
Yeah, we were in a little spot on York, and we only lasted a year there. We outgrown that place in about 4 to 6 months, which was unbelievable.
Wow, that's awesome.
The sad thing is, I was already looking for a third place, like to go again, and it's so, to move gyms, as you probably know, it's stressful. It's a pain in the ass.
Absolutely.
I was blessed to be able to get on my third gym already, but now that's kind of put on hold for a little bit.
Yeah, of course, brother. Yeah. So you were even early stages of only being open for 2 years. You were already growing, right? So you were past the baby stages. Oh, now it's like, hey, yeah, I'm now no longer just surviving. Now we're flourishing. We're getting more people in. We're growing on out. We're making it bigger and stuff too.
Yeah, exactly. We're doing great. My students are just awesome. I don't even know what to say. Like the loyalty, they're standing by me through this. Obviously, I took losses. A lot of the newer people that signed up, we lost. Freeze, lost, whatever. And then you get some people saying they're not going to train until a vaccine is out, and I'm like, well,
yeah.
So they'll just not do jiu-jitsu anymore. Then, that's their choice. That's extreme in my eyes. But I can't be mad at anybody else's opinions on this. We all have them. If people want to come train and do jiu-jitsu, well, let's train. When I'm told let's open up, with restrictions, I'll open up. But if you want to train, you're going to train. If my school opened tomorrow, meaning where I train, I will go train.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where we all have to be out there dealing with this, with everybody. In my opinion, I'm not trying to be biased, obviously.
Yeah. Jay, this is Fight Card Live, brother, and this is what it's all about, right? It's the honest truth, right? It's you speaking out your game. You being a business owner, we're trying to go out and help you guys to continue. You business owners and small business and gym owners of just continue to say, hey, you know what? Once it's all over with and we reopen, we're back and we want to be strong with it. So, so what are you doing right now? Are you doing anything special through the last couple? Joe says it's been about 5 weeks. I think it's a little bit. It feels like it's been more than that, but
I think I was closed because I competed March 8th, flying all over the country, since January, and this was the third competition I did this year. And right when we got to Texas to compete, like the next day, everything was like shut down. Texas was like, all right, guys, we're like shut down, or we're starting to
no
shut
shit. Wait. So were you not able to compete that day?
We were able to compete. It was just
gotcha.
on that day. It was crazy. Like they're like, all right, they shut down like this huge rodeo people were telling us about at the airports. They're like, go check out the rodeo. I'm like, I know nothing about rodeos. But then online or on the news, they said everything's canceled, and we're like, what the hell is going on here? Like, should we be flying? But we didn't care. We just wanted to compete. We had that goal in mind. So when we came back, you know, it was like 2 days later, and they're like, "You guys got to close." Like everything.
No joke. Yeah. So that was my whole thing as well too. Is when you're coming back in, you know, and reopening. Joe, I think I got some feedback from you on your side. If you're all right, all right, good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. Yeah. And so then, yeah. So with the gym, with the gym closures through these last couple of weeks, then are you doing anything? You know, like any type of lessons? Are you doing any like I for me, again, I said I've gone to the virtual classes and so on and so on. I do traditional martial arts, so it's a little bit easier for me to go ahead and actually do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Being a jiu-jitsu practitioner, jiu-jitsu instructor, I
haven't done any of the Zoom stuff. It's, you know, I talk to a lot of students. I have some students that are able to get some work in, you know, that we got home stuff we're doing as well. I'm shooting videos at the gym. I got a YouTube channel, and I do a lot of live rolling, and I try to put it on Instagram nightly, just so people like my students, everybody as the jiu-jitsu community could watch, watch what we're doing, kind of watch rolling and training every day, because you know people don't videotape training all the time,
right?
So I'm kind of, you know, where I'd be training stuff in personal lessons and stuff like that, it's out the window. As a community, we all got to come together. I don't care if you don't like a school or you're supposed to be enemies or whatever. It's not about that right now. You all got to come together.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, I care about everybody getting past this. I don't want anybody to fail. I don't care if, you know, if I think you're just not a good person in general or not. I'm not worried about that. We all should be, like I said, we all got to be in this together. Fight fans, jiu-jitsu school, anything, traditional martial arts. This is our livelihood.
Absolutely.
You know, especially mentally.
Anthony, once again, welcome to the show, my friend. It's great to have you. Let's talk a little bit about you personally, your little personal life. First of all, thank you for serving our great nation. Former sergeant at the Marine Corps. Anthony, thank you for that, my main man. Let's take it from, was your love for all of this before you reached the military or growing up? Give us a little detail how you started to the position you're in today with all of this.
Well, I'll go all the way till I was like 19. After high school, I started watching. It was UFC. God, 1, 2. I was watching all the, hoists, and I was like, I would never do this stuff. Like, they're pulling hair, they're kneeing in the nuts, they're eye gouging basically. I'm like, this
the tournament days, you know, what was it, 3 times or 4, whatever it was,
3 times.
I was like, this is barbaric. But at the same time, I was so impressed by Hoist beating guys like, what was a Chemo or Kaimo, or I can't pronounce his name. The guy with the ponytail, he ripped his ponytail off. This big steroided guy against this guy. I weighed about 150 pounds. And, you know, he was beating everybody. And that was very impressive because I'm a small guy. You know, I'm not no bodybuilder. I'm not intimidating by just walking down the streets being like, wow, that guy's huge. No, I'm little. So I started watching that, getting excited. At the time, I did want to try jiu-jitsu. At like 22, that's when I went in the Marines. So like 21, I wanted to do jiu-jitsu, but I couldn't afford it. At the time, there were just not a lot of schools out here at all. I don't remember. I think there was a school, I think Brazilian top team I was looking at or something. And that was in the city. You know, it was like a 2-hour commute, 3-hour commute. And I was like, man, I can't afford, I think it was like $200-something a month. And back then I couldn't afford that at the time. So going to the Marines, I did one jiu-jitsu class right before my first deployment in the Marines. I got choked out like 30 times. Didn't know what the hell was going on. They were laughing at me, a bunch of Marines. but I loved it, but then we were told we're deploying in 3 months. So we're like, what's the point for me to start it now? And then I'm just going to be overseas. So I'm not going to be able to. So fast forward 7 months, that was one deployment. I didn't do anything with jiu-jitsu. We were home for 3 months. We went right back to Iraq for another 7 months. So it was back to back. Now, with 2 months left in Iraq, like we were all at the point where we were mentally just not okay. Lifting only did so much for us. We lifted all the time. We didn't care if we were on the road 20 hours. We were going to lift right after that before sleep. But I had a reservist. He was like a blue belt. He was like, let's start some jiu-jitsu out. And I tried it. We got like a group of 6 to 10 people, and we just started like learning some basic stuff and rolling.
Amazing. Overseas, this is happening.
Yes.
Amazing. What a story.
Yeah, and this was in Ramadi, Iraq, where we just threw down mats in the gym, or we went in the sand.
Shit.
Oh yeah, we didn't care. It was awesome. And my second time I ever rolled there, I got a triangle choke, and I still love that submission to this day. And I was hooked ever since that. And I was obsessed with Chuck Liddell, watching the UFC against I think it was Bob Blue 2 over in Iraq. Right after a mission, I remember we came back like so tired, but they had it on the big screen in the chow hall. I was like, holy shit. So I was watching it. He knocked him out. I was like, this is awesome. So ever since that was it. I haven't stopped.
Yeah.
It's been I don't know, the longest I've been out of taking like jiu-jitsu classes has been now, out of 13 years or 14 years of this. So that's how it all started. I never thought I was going to be an instructor one day and own a school, but the love that I have for this is just amazing.
What one more now, so taking that step from a fighter to teaching, you automatically had the confidence saying, hey, I could spread this word and do what I feel is right and let other people learn? Did you automatically feel that you could be a teacher, or did you have to go through some more steps to get to that point?
I had to go through steps. I'm still, I'm very dramatic in a way where I'm emotional. So I had a lot of growing up to do, I guess, to say. So as a purple belt, there's no way I was going to be able to have a school with the mentality I had, if that makes sense. So that I had to do a lot of growing. As far as teaching, I just feel like since I was always a small guy, I always had to rely on technique. Always, always, always. And that is what I'm huge about. And I'm, being anti-bully, just all of that I put into this. I'm very big on the girls getting self-defense training, because there's just
awesome.
All that crap going around where, they're not as strong.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's huge. I'm really big on that. I like having the group of girls that are able to defend themselves, because if anything happens on the streets, it's bad enough for guys, but women, kids, they need to know how to protect themselves. So, and I started loving it from day one. I get messages how I saved their lives, how I changed them, and just seeing them grow. That's all I could ask for. I love it. It's amazing.
You can't put a price on that. That's just pure heart and affection there. You know what I mean? That's a true. So in a way, you definitely were made to do this based on the responses you're getting, helping and motivating people. I mean, sometimes it's just about doing the physical work. It's about reaching inside and touching and having a bond. And from what we can tell, you're definitely a great person, people person and speaker, and you definitely can reach out to people. Yeah, you definitely be given the gift, my friend. So that's just pure heart. Excellent. You can't teach that.
And you've definitely come off as well too. I mean, like a lot of great fighters have also come through your doors, even before Pharaoh Academy as well too. Can you name some of those? I mean, I know that you've been around a long time as well too. I know when we took a hiatus and came on back, I think the first time I met you was at the UFC gym over in Lombard. That's when I ran into you. And then I think I even tried to bait you to come on back for one more fight, dude. Did I have that?
Knowing you, Brian, probably. We're not going to doubt that one. So.
I'm asked about that a lot. Like my students, like, come on, man, one more. Tyler, of course, would love to see me in there.
Tyler,
But, I was training MMA and fighting in the days of where my training partners were Christian Uflacker, Gideon Ray, Brian Gassaway at first.
Yeah. Monsters.
We had the BB, we had Carson BB, Rob Menegaz. We had a bunch of killers, and I just got my ass just beat every day. But then every time I fought, I barely got touched, and I think that was because of just the mauling I took. And Team Toro I was at, just getting demolished.
Yeah. It made you tough is what it did, Anthony. So
just the broken noses, blood clot, so many injuries, obviously, but back then we trained super, super, super hard. And the thing I see about the newer MMA, not everybody, it's a little more relaxed. It's not as like, if I missed a day of training, I did not feel right about it. Like people would, my coaches wouldn't be happy. They're like, "Oh, you're sore or you don't feel well. Just come on, you got to get in here. You have." And I took it very, very seriously. I was working full time still. I was working 50 hours a week at a horrible job at the time, and going to school full time near the end of my fighting. It was, but I still took the fighting as that was my job. That was my second whatever job. It's you can't gas out in MMA, and that was my biggest fear. It's scary. It's a tough sport.
Yeah,
obviously.
So I do have to ask you, man. Coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like once this is all over with your any plans of changes of instructional wise against the jiu-jitsu? I know you said if you want to learn jiu-jitsu, come on in and learn jiu-jitsu. Are you gonna be doing something different?
I'm gonna have to. It's one of those things where I try to look at it from both sides. Just especially being a business owner, you have to. At the same time, we can't. It's not like I could really take blame for somebody getting sick. It's just like if people have the flu, I can't be mad at somebody for getting sick, or they can't blame me for getting sick, or I can't blame them for getting sick. So just that out the window is one thing if we're talking about viruses and sicknesses and stuff like that. But with this going on, and just the way the media has it's just I can't even.
We can leave it at that. We know what you're saying.
Brother. I know what you're saying, man.
I'll leave it at that. But I do, because I know how some of my students feel, a few of them, so I have to take that into effect too. So we might definitely going to have to keep the classes probably 10 and under for a while until people start to get okay. I'd probably pair people up the same, 2 people for the whole time, keep the classes maybe drilling, technique. We would do temperature checks probably right in the doorway for, again, this is like dramatic, but this will help ease, I think, stuff in. As far as masks, I'm torn with it. Like, what do we do? Do we have masks when we drill? If that's going to make people feel better for 2 weeks, then I'll do whatever as long as we open the damn doors, but do I feel like we should all be open now if we're wearing masks and you know what I mean? So what's,
I think based on the whole plan, I'm sure you've seen it, Anthony, Governor Pritzker's 5-step. I mean, there's going to be a point, I believe, that we're not going to need them. Hopefully the masks are going to be eliminated altogether if life goes on the way it was. I mean, so
we have to. There's no way this is going to go on forever. We're not this third world country, and that's what I don't like about this. You have neighboring states opening up schools, and then we have this 50-phase plan where this has to.
It does seem like 50 by the time we get to the 5th phase, Anthony.
Yeah, man.
So at that point, a lot of the stuff's going to be underground for one. That's people are going crazy here. This is mentally, we need this, but I will be taking precautions because we do have to see what happens when we all
absolutely
get together. But out back-to-back classes, 10 people or less, I'm still shooting videos in my gym, here and there, and we have some people come in, a few people. So it's like, well, what are you gonna do? If the cops
Right.
come to my doors, then I'll deal with that at the point. But
Exactly.
I'm not being reckless. No one that I know of is being reckless. But I do have a bunch of plans. I have a business degree, and unfortunately, I got to use it now and try to think outside the box. My degree didn't mean shit when I owned this. But as far as advertising and stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't even care about getting new students right now. I don't care about money. I care about giving my students what they're paying me to do. So I need open. It's not about me saying, "Oh, I want to sign up 50 people." I don't plan on signing up 50 people. I don't care about that. I really do not care about that. I don't need to be a millionaire. I don't care about money. You need to have money to survive. So shutting us down is nonsense for this long without the help. If they shut us down, just give us all the money for our losses, pay my students' tuitions, and then I'll be a little better with it.
You want to make sure the promise you made to the students you already have is kept. And that's a good point. I mean, without having a build. I mean, obviously, once you do what you want to do, your situation being fairly brand new. Also, once a certain point is reached and all the people you already made the promises to are kept, you're looking to elevate from there. So I think that's a great point of view. Absolutely, take care of what you have.
Yeah, and I think that Anthony, man, just hearing your story, brother, you're not going anywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? Hearing your story, hearing where you've come, how you overcome it, where you're at right now, what kind of trainer you are. Dude, I see the passion and love that you have for your fighters. I can't even imagine how it is for your students. Fighters, you're close to them as well, too. You go in the cage with them. You feel that as well, too. But your students, that's an everyday thing, right? That's an everyday part about it as well, too. Right. So I know exactly what you're going for, brother. And hey, man, when this is all open on up, I truly believe that those people who are passionate to go in out there, just like you said, it's not about the money. You know what I'm saying? It's about us going back out there, giving quality instruction, and having those people come on back and so too. You're gonna go ahead and it's gonna grow. And once we come on back, man, it'll be bigger. Guys, again, I said support these guys, Farrow Academy, Anthony Farrow out there in Elmhurst. Anthony, man, I appreciate you being a guest on our show here today, and hopefully we'll see you again really soon, brother. Anything you want to go and say to everybody on out there?
Yeah, we're all gonna get through this. It's all gonna be fine. We're all gonna be doing MMA in the cage again, jiu-jitsu every day. We're gonna get back to where we were, the fight promotions that you guys are doing.
On that, Anthony, we would love to have you. We would love to have you the second we have a show. Be our guest, and we'd love to have you as our guest at the next Fight Card Spectacular, my friend. You sit next to me.
Well, we'll see. We're gonna get right. We're gonna be doing that again. Thank you very much.
Sure. We'd love to have you. And thank you for serving our great nation, Anthony. Keep doing the good, my friend. God bless.
Thank you. God bless. Have a good job, guys. Bye-bye.
All right. So that was Mr.